All right. Hello. Good morning. It is the 21st today of June. It's Wednesday, and it's about 7 o'clock over here. I usually wake up about 6 o'clock. That way I can get some work done before my kiddos wake up. But, so yeah, I look a little sleepy. My name is Jessica, and I just started this YouTube channel based on reselling, and so, yeah, there's a ton of other reseller channels out there I've been listening to and learning from. And so I thought, hey, why don't I just make one too? I think I posted my first video last week, and then, yeah, I already have 12 followers, which is really cool. I'm pretty sure one is my mom and my sister and maybe my grandma. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for following me. And so, yes, I resell. So I resell on mainly eBay right now, and then I've kind of been tapering off of Instagram and Etsy a little bit, just because I really wanted to concentrate on building my eBay store. So, yeah, I mostly sell vintage toys, but I've been really getting into clothing lately. And I'm not a big fashion person. I never really, I don't know, I just wasn't very fashion inclined, I guess. Like I could go to the mall and not notice what anybody's wearing, as opposed to, excuse me, to somebody who is into fashion and likes fashion, and they notice what people are wearing, they notice the shoes and the brand and stuff like that, which is just cool. I never was like that. I really didn't care too much about what I wore. I wanted to look presentable, but I never cared about brands or anything like that. So actually learning how to do clothes has been just that, a learning experience. So just learning what is considered a nice top and what is considered not a nice top. The materials, the sizes, the what jeans sell well. I haven't listed. I only have about 28 pieces of clothing up right now on my eBay store, but I have a big pile that I'm going to start listing. So I kind of I've been searching for clothes as well. But if I have a chance to list a toy, I always list a toy first because that's my comfort zone. So I'm really stepping out of my comfort zone today. I have a pile of jeans that I'm going to start listing and measuring. First, I create a draft and with the measurements and all the information, and then yeah, and then I'm going to start photographing my jeans and listing them. So excuse me, I got a little bit of a morning voice. I need some water. Probably grab some in a bit. Okay, so we are just going to do a little haul video. My goal is always to, like, whatever I thrifted and the week before, I try to at least, well, my goal is to list everything from my hauls before I create a new haul. So so that way I don't have any big piles, right? Those death piles that get us they just sit there. I'm really trying to get to where I just don't have anything sitting around to list, unless it's like maybe just have one bin of stuff that maybe like for emergency purposes, when I really have a really bad dry week, I can go and yeah, list those, because you want to be listing every day, right? I noticed that last week I was just selling a ton of things, and yeah, it's because I was listing every day, and so I didn't list anything on Friday and Saturday, and I noticed that my sales really just went down. So I started back up yesterday. We did have a death in the family, which was really hard. My husband's grandma passed away unexpectedly, so that kind of took my attention for a little while, and it's been kind of tough, rough transition. But yeah, yesterday I started listing again. So Yeah, I think I got like maybe 30 listings, which is very cool. And so yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start with the little haul video. Yesterday, I went to my Salvation Army, and I found, sometimes you don't get to look at your stuff while you're shopping because you're like so excited that you found it. But I found this guy. This is a Care Bear's cousin. And what is his name? I know his name. Cozy Heart Bear. I'm lying. He's not a bear. Cozy Heart Penguin. So yeah, I do not know all the Care Bears. I should. I don't know why I don't know all the Care Bears' names. So he is a Care Bear cousin. He is from 1983, I believe. So yeah, I found him for $1. He needs a few little trims here and a little clean up right there. But all in all, he's in good shape. His little tush heart is in good shape. Yeah, it's nice. A little bit of a funny smell. Excuse me. Okay, I had to push the pause button real quick to get a sneeze in. But, so yeah, I found him for $1. So I took him. I said, all right, sounds good to me. Okay. And believe it or not, I've never found this guy before. This is Good Luck Bear. He is super cool. Check out his eye. This is one of his eyes. I have never found him before. So, he's like winking at you. So this is also vintage from the 1980s, 1983. He's also in good condition. I found him for 25 cents as well. So pretty good. So this, my husband actually found this. He is a G.I. Joe from the 90s. But what makes him pretty cool is he's like an attachable. So you can attach him to your keys, mostly for keys for adults, maybe to your pant loop when you're a kiddo. So maybe a backpack. So I thought he was really cool. I think I got him for 50 cents. So he has his little mask. His little mask comes off, so it's really cool to see that it was complete. Very cool. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, the next thing is this guy, and I was so excited to find him. So excited that I didn't even notice that he only has one glove and no shoes. I brought him home and I showed my daughter, who is 6, and she's like, Mom, where's his other glove? Where's his shoes? And sure enough, he is missing those. This is Howdy Doody, as we all know. I believe he's probably from the 70s. 60s or 70s maybe. He's made by Applause. He's just a little rag doll. He actually sells for $6, so not a big, huge find, but he was really cool because I had never found a Howdy Doody piece before. So, so he's not worth that much. I'm thinking about just giving him to my kiddo. I have a 3-year-old son as well, so yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was cool and I learned from him. So next time I see him, if I ever see him again, I will know that he needs to have his shoes and his gloves to be completed. That's what the back of him looks like. All right. The next thing I picked up was this guy just because he had tags. Okay, and this is Bedtime Bubba from Mattel. I believe this is the 90s, 1999. So he's not quite vintage yet. In order to be considered vintage, you need to be 20 years or older. He was only 25 cents, so that's why I picked him up, because I was like, I'd never bought a Bubba before. I've seen him around. So yeah, I decided, I think when you squeeze him, he's supposed to say something, but his little battery is out. He has these cute little pajamas in the back. So cute. Okay, he's in pretty good condition. He has a little paint. Yeah, that'll come right off on his nose. So his face is vinyl and his body is plush with the little battery compartment. So yeah, he even has his instructions, which was kind of cool. So we're gonna see if we can get him working. I haven't looked up any comps on him yet, but I'm sure he doesn't. I don't know. We'll see what he goes for. The next thing I found is not a toy, but I picked it up at my Goodwill for $3.99. It's actually a vintage cross-stitch quilt, like a pattern, and it's never been opened before. And I looked up the comps on this on eBay, and these vintage, I think they're called Paragon, these needlecrafts, if they're not open or even if they're used, I mean they sell really well. I picked this up for $3.99, and I believe it's gonna sell anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks. So I'm hoping to get around maybe 25 to 30 for this guy. Let me see. I was trying to find a date, but I don't see one. So yeah, if you see any vintage like cross stitching stuff, especially because people Christmas, is not we're like halfway through the year, but if you get these up on eBay, people will buy them and start making them for Christmas presents. So you want to get those up around this time. So that was neat. I need to find. I've never sold one of those, so we'll see what comes of that. Okay, the next thing that I found was for 99 cents, as I'm taking the tag off. It is a fanny pack. I'm a big fan of fanny packs. I don't wear one, but whenever I see one, I just love it. I love it when people still wear them. So this is like a kiddo fanny pack. Or actually an adult can probably see if it fits me. Yeah, it does fit me. So, this is actually a character that I learned about. She still has a price tag on her face. So, I believe her name is Didlina. She's like a mouse character. So, she actually sells really well on eBay. Didlina. So, it's just really a clean piece. The inside needs a tiny bit. I mean, it's pretty much brand new. There's just a few spots I can wipe up in the inside, but yeah, this is so cute. I love it. I almost want to keep it. Keep it and look all Didlina cute while I go garage selling. No, this would be super cute for my daughter actually, but I'm going to get it up on eBay, see what I can get for it. I'm going to put it up probably for about $16 to $18 or best offer. So I'm going to see what that goes for. At first, sometimes I like to put my stuff up with a without the option of best offer, just to see how it goes for a couple days or even a week, and then after that I'll just throw in that or best offer. I sell a lot of things on or best offer. People like a good deal, right? Including myself. Okay, so this little guy I got for 99 cents. I'm going to open him up. I could just tell he was in good condition. He's cool, man. Look at that. A little blue bull plush. He's from Trees of Mystery, which I've never found, but I know that he's vintage because of the style of tag. They always have kind of like that same font, right? It's just this generic kind of block font, and so yeah, that's interesting. I think he's cool. He's got this great like turquoise blue body, super soft. He's very clean. He's got those little classic felt nostrils. Usually you'll see felt features on vintage plushes. Those little marble eyes. I think he's really cool. I'm going to look him up in just a bit and see what he goes for. But I don't know. I think he's just cool. Them horns. And yeah, I'll check him out in just a bit. Put him somewhere where he doesn't get dirty. Alright, my next little guy I also bought for 99 cents. And he is the Slush Puppy pup. So just opening him now. I see that he has a little stain on the front. So we will see what we can do about that. But his hat is attached, and so yeah. Little stain, but nothing big. Look at his little tongue. Oh, cute. He does not have a tag. But 99 cents, hey, I had to pick him up. He also has a cool turquoise. I love this color. It's like one of my favorite colors. Oh, turquoise blue, Pinterest blue. All right. So the next thing that I found were these little Snoopy PVCs. I got them all for 60 cents. So all 4 of them for 60 cents. And it's 2 Halloween ones. Looks like and 2 Valentine ones. So these, I usually can sell these from probably like $2 to $3 a piece. So yeah, bought them for less than $1. I can probably get 12 altogether. Alright, the next thing I'm going to show you is actually not a part of my haul, but for this week, I've actually had these guys for a long time, and they're like part of my ultimate death pile, right? Because I just don't know what to do with them. They're these vintage back then it's like WWF. They're from the 1980s, but I have just a ton of these guys. So my initial plan was to clean them up and to list them individually, and that's just not going to work. I got them all for 20 bucks. I want to say I have just so many. I'll show you. This guy, and the thing about them, I think this guy's missing something, is that they're so grimy. Like sometimes, and I've tried to clean them with soaking them in the bath with OxyClean. I think I just don't have time to take a magic eraser to each one. So that's why they've kind of just been in my, just been on the back burner, right? Because I don't like to sell toys like dirty and grimy, but I'm just going to have to throw these guys in a big lot and just get them out the door into somebody's hands who will take the time out to clean them up. So I'm telling you, I have a ton of them. Here we go. I have another little bag too. I remember WWF. These are all made by Titan Sports, most of them anyways. My uncles and my cousins and my grandpa used to watch WWF like all the time. Little guy. So yeah, I'm just going to have to, and you know what the thing is too, is these guys are super heavy. I mean, all together, they're probably like 10 pounds. Maybe 8. This guy. I know I have Andre the Giant somewhere. Did I show you? Oh yeah, that's him right there. Okay. So yeah, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to sell as is, tell them the condition. Like they have just this film, all of them. It's almost like a PVC. Sometimes when I find the little munchy cheap PVCs, they have like this like age film, and it's like pretty, like just feels like grimy, and it's kind of hard to take off. So yeah, so those are those guys. I'm just going to list them in a lot and see what happens with those. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to show, it is just too big to kind of open up, but it's a really heavy homemade quilt. And let me see here. It is just really neat. On one side, it's like a vintage Holly Hobby a vintage, and the sun is coming in through my windows right now, and it's the lighting's kind of off. But it has this really neat, dated 1976. It's a Holly Hobby pattern. It's actually really good condition. And then on the other side, it has these just cute characters in the quilt. So it's like a little patchwork quilt, and then it has these little like kitschy figures. So there was a blue poodle. There's a little cat. Look how cute, little panda bears. And so I'm going to put this guy up. How cool. That is so cool. I know that vintage quilts sell pretty well. I'm hoping, I believe I bought this for like $8. It's in really good condition. It's very heavy, good quality. I'm actually probably gonna list it probably around $100 and see where it goes from there. So yeah, I mean it's just a one of a kind vintage quilt. It's made out of great, has great colors in it. Very, very nice. And it's pretty big too. It's nice and big and heavy and good quality. So I'm going to start that off around $100, if not more. See what I can get for that. Okay, I always find these little guys. So this is a little Hug-a-Bunch clip-on Taco Bell toy. I had some in my last haul video. This is Fluffer. So just a little clip-on toy. Probably get a few bucks for that. This little Cabbage Patch looks like a bean butt baby, but it's not a bean butt. The only time I ever buy a Cabbage Patch is if it's new in the box or it has beans in the butt. So a bean butt baby Cabbage Patches go for, the last time I checked anyways, go for quite a bit of money. I believe that this is a bean butt baby outfit. I think sometimes they smell like baby powder. So I'm going to list him up. Still has his little teta in his mouth. So yeah, we'll see what we can get for him. Maybe, I don't know, 12 to 15 bucks. We'll see. Even if his outfit, I think his outfit sometimes goes for like 18 to 20. So maybe in the 20 range. Okay, the next thing I have, and I'm going to try to hurry this up because the sun's coming in. And it's blocking the good lighting. So I have a Alice in Wonderland watch. And it is, it might be vintage. It might be from the 90s. But it's never been worn. Super cute. It's got to still work because it's never been worn. But I'm going to put that up. Look at the comps up for that. See what I can get for that. It was originally $35. So hopefully it's gone up since then. So I'll get that up. The next thing that I'm going to sell, this is for my own collection, but it is a vintage strawberry shortcake sheet. These go for really well. Rainbow Bright sheets and strawberry shortcake sheets. You guys can see that. This is good condition. I use this as a background to take pictures of my toys and stuff, or just like when I flat lay them. But I got a new lighting kit, so I don't think I'll be needing it as a background anymore. I'm going to give it and put it into the hands of somebody who actually wants to use it. So yeah, wouldn't miss it. It served its purpose well. Okay. So I believe that is it. I have a lot of listing to do today, like a ton. So I need to get that started. I have a pile of pants, excuse me, that I need to get through, and yeah. So these guys probably won't be going up until probably next week sometime, if I can get to them, because I have just other things to list before I get to them. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I also have 4 packages going out today. I sold a few things, including these little cute, they're actually up there. Where are they? Let's see if I can grab them real quick. Okay, so there's these little Mr. Toodles shakers. So these are vintage from like the 1960s, I think, 1950s, 1960s. These sold for $22. When I woke up in the morning, I had a sale, so I bought them for $1 at a garage sale, and they sold for $22 plus shipping. They paid for shipping, of course. I believe someone in the UK bought them, so I'm gonna make sure they're bubble wrapped really well. I usually bubble wrap, then tape, then wrap them with some kind of newspaper and then tape, and then maybe even put a little bit of more bubble wrap around them. So I really want them to get there safe, and of course I want to put them in a hard box. And so yeah, I haven't had a problem with glass yet. Actually did one time. It was the first time I sent a piece of like Pyrex in the mail, and it broke. When the lady got it, she's like, it's broken. And I was like, oh my goodness, I kind of knew I was gonna, like, I just wasn't sure how to package it well. And when I dropped it off, I was just didn't have a good feeling about the way it was packaged. And sure enough, ended up getting there, broken. Of course, I refunded her. This is like about 3 years ago, and ever since then, I am super careful about the way I package anything that's fragile or breakable. I want to make sure the item gets to the customer in great shape and really show them that I cared. They each have their little stoppers too. That's always a good thing. All right, guys. Well, I better get started. My kids are going to wake up any minute. I need to go make breakfast. And yeah, so thank you for joining me this morning. I'm going to have to do a clothing haul. Yesterday, I had just found some great clothing items. And so maybe one of these days I can do a video on what I found. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if I sell more clothing or more toys this week. So we shall see. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. And yeah, we'll see you later this week.